Okay, so
Your turn.
all right, my turn. Here we go. Basically, I'm giving you an update on the mini reefs first. You know, as installed as of March 31st, we're sitting at a total of 86 mini reefs. Now, we are still taking orders for April, and we'll install somewhere between the 22nd and 26th. And we have 14 people that will be wanting mini reefs. So our 96 will finally hit us over 100. So that means we started in November, and it's 5 months in, we're going to be over 100. I think that's pretty good deal. Really very, very good. Now, one of the things we'll start to do is we'll close down a little bit on the installs and spend more time on the science in the summer. And that's where I'm going to start to go next. You can still see what we've done. We've broken out the canal into sections. And now what we're going to do is start doing science by the sections. So we'll talk about that next on the next slide. Okay, so I'm telling you to watch for us on the canal. We have a really great neighborhood. So we have these volunteers that have signed up to be citizen scientists. And we've had our first meeting, talked to them about what sections they'd like to get into. Dave is the one running it. Dave here is running the group. And they'll be going out on the water. And right now we got a boat we're borrowing. It's just a 2-seater, but at least it's a boat. It's a little tough doing depth readings when you're in a kayak leaning over. So you usually have to go out in pairs so somebody can steady your kayak while you do some of the work. So having a regular boat would be really great. So that's one of the things you'll see all along here. You're going to see a little thing that says, I need a boat, I need a boat. So I'm looking for a little boat, either one we can borrow with a motor so we can get out and do these things a little more frequently. So Phil is working with Dave in a couple of other areas, and they're getting ready to go out. So our team needs a small boat with a motor so we can get into the canal better. The other thing I wanted to point out here, we've added a member to our core team, which is really cool. We've got Dr. Tim Rummich from Ringling School of Art and Design. And Tim, I'm sorry, my screen gets covered here. Tim is the professor of environmental science. He teaches water and environmental sciences, sustainability, eco-cities, applied environmental designs. He is thinking of bringing some students on board so they can actually do some real studies. So we'll be able to do some things in parallel, doing our particular kind of water sampling, but also being able to have some more information from the standpoint of studying areas that don't have the reefs and ones that do have the reefs. So they can put up some real science around this. So what I'm showing you now, this is still rough. This is our plan. We're using the Moat 1974 study first as a base. As a base we can compare. And what we're specifically looking at, one of the biggest things for us is depth. You'll notice here we had 6 to 8 feet. We know that this is 8 to about 3 feet right now with the shoal that we have. This Grand Canal entrance is down to 8 feet on one side, a little over 8 feet, and then 3 feet on the other side where the shoal is. But these are the things we have to go through, and we have to get a couple of readings to make sure we're looking at it in high and low tide, what we've got, and we'll have a range of what they are. So we'll look at depth, we'll look at the salinity, we'll look at dissolved oxygen, nitrogen, and we might have something like pH as the next thing, but I'm not sure exactly what we're going to pick up. So these are what we're thinking of as the main categories. Our reading frequency, the volunteers right now, every other month, so that means 6 times a year, will sample 3 identified points per section. So we can say in a range of the Grand Canal, we have this kinds of depths, and we might have section 1, 2, and 3, or point 1, 2, and 3 in that section. Testing kits and the costs for the actual testing could be a limiting factor, but we're going to try to solve that with going after grant money on these areas, plus some cameras. We need more cameras. Okay, and then what we're also going to add to this, and I'm going to show you this in a minute, we have this little template we're going to put into the Mini Reef. So that what happens is when Phil films the Mini Reef, he will be adding some data. So let me show you what that looks like. So I'm going to show you this. Going to hit this. See if I do this better this time. I've been practicing. So I have to go here first of all. Play on TV. Can you hear the water?
No.
Oops, I hit the wrong button. Can you hear the water yet?
No.
Okay, let's try that. Let's try that. How about that?
I hear it.
Yes.
Okay, so you can hear the water. You can see those. I clicked on it, and you can see the fish. And then we'll be taking some of the test dates, the weathers, the tides, the salinity. So all of this, and then on the other side, you'll see the kind of fish that will be identified off of the reefs, plants and algae, and other things that we see. All right, so those are the kinds of things that we'll be doing. And we'll be doing some of these, we'll be doing this kind of video on the mini reefs, but not all of them. And we'll be adding them too, so that we have different videos to see from different sections. So you can see the kind of activity that we're getting. That's why we need some of the cameras, so we can actually film on the different sections. So coming out of that, stop this, go back to my presentation, exit, full screen, bring up my presentation here. Oops, got to get back, sorry, back here. All right, I got to come back to full screen. Okay, share screen. Right here. Okay, share. Okay, so we're back to our presentation. And then the last slide I have, let me get over here so I get this. Oops, I got to close that. Can you hear that still?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can close that. Whoops. Got to close that screen. There. I was so good at that. Now I screwed it up. Can you see, what do you see on the screen? Do you see the presentation still?
No, the agenda.
Just the agenda right for now.
Yeah, well, let me get up to that then. Okay. And back here. All right. Sorry, I can't see what it is. So
Scroll down 3.
yeah. Start sharing again so I can actually see it. There. All right, got it. All right, back here now. So this is a matter of being more nimble on your fingers with this. All right, one more. All right, there. So now what I'm saying is that next, we've been successful because of our community. Again, it's their belief that we are stewards of the environment that are really pushing us. A lot of people talk about that taking some action makes them feel as though they're really doing something to help the Grand Canal and make our neighborhoods better. So now we're going to the grant actions. We've got 3 grants started. Sea grant applications in, we should hear in April. We're looking for an aeration system there, more oxygen that we can bring into the areas, perhaps again down by the village in El Norte. The Sarasota neighborhood, oh, I don't have my headset on. Okay, so that makes me sound better when I put my headset in. Okay, the grant actions, whoops, sorry, I might push that back. Okay, so I'll push this back up again. Okay, so we've got the grant actions, the sea grant with the aeration system and oxygen levels. We got the Sarasota neighborhood grant. We're going for cameras, test kits, lab costs. We're also looking for a small boat. So you'll see a note here. Anytime I can ask, I'm going to ask for a small boat. We need something, again, that we can take out, get the volunteers to go out in, and if we get the students that they can use as well. All right, and I just need a small 3 or 4 person boat with a little engine on it so we can putt around. The Gulf Coast Community Foundation grants are also what we're looking for. Removal of the shoal and the sediment. And, yeah, that's one of the things that we're going to see, I think, because some of our preliminary findings look like that shoal's a problem, and it was stated it would be, and it looks like that's coming true. But those are the things we're going after from the Community Foundation as well. Our plan is to add the additional study structure with Tim coming on, bringing the students in and to look at both the canal water and the mini reef to kind of balance what we're doing so we can get something that's real science oriented as well as what we're doing. Okay, so I've got, that's it for me.
Question?
Okay.
Question, just to clarify, Jean, you had mentioned once to me that that small boat at that time looked more like a little flats boat, like you would go, you know, fishing in the flats. So a small
John boat.
Yeah, John boat, like a flat boat that has a small. trolling motor even?
Right. That's exactly what we're looking for. Correct.
Okay. All right. That's great. I'm wondering too whether Sarasota Bay Estuary is another good resource for us. And I think I do know someone who is active with them that we might be able to ask about that. That's another resource. But it'd be wonderful to get that to get around.
Right. The other thing I'm doing is we've got a call into Samantha Guthrie, the water keepers. Now, they've been pretty busy with Piney Point, in Tampa recently. Yeah. So she had to cancel some meetings, but we're trying to get with her to see again where she could fit in and where we might get some help from her in that area too.
Right. That's great.
All right. Now, if I have a note here. Yes.
I have a question.
Yeah, Mike.
Will you click to number 6, slide 6?
I think I can. You're asking a lot.
I
I'm not is that the one or you want another one?
No, one above it, I believe,
Okay, let me see what I got here.
with the
Right.
map.
Yeah, let me go up. Yeah, one more. That one.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So, do you see Whispering Sands?
Okay. Whispering Sands would be what?
By access to
To the left.
Oh,
by access to there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, that salt marsh lake, obviously you can't open it up because major erosion, but is there any way to have a pipe put in that goes out to the deeper water that would allow that lake to flush?
I tell you, you say that lake to flush. Listen, this place over here is in desperate need of water. Their little blink, they get a connection up here, okay, to feed all of this. Okay. So you're absolutely correct. I'd love to be able to do something that would feed that, at least to give it a little more opportunity for a flow. It would be great. Now we put a mini reef over here at Beach Access 2 at Michelle. She's got a little spot in the back that actually gets a Gulf. They have a culvert that comes through and fills up a little lake a little boat that they have. So that's an area that we have a marsh. We have put a mini reef in it. It's deep enough for a mini reef. So, and they have a lot of good fish.
Was that possibly access one that's not marked on here, a little further north?
No, where's the Shell Road? Is it that
a little further north? Yes.
Okay.
It's
so
here.
Maybe up here in here?
Yeah, I think that's
Further.
what I was thinking. Just
Further.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's great. That's
Yeah.
super.
Yeah, so we put a mini reef up in that area then for beach where Shell Point is basically.
Yeah, well, that's super.
But Mike, I will look into
Perfect
that because the other thing we're looking at is it's too bad we didn't get to Bob sooner. But when they decommissioned the plant over here, damn it, we could have used a little pipe that went out to the intercoastal to again been another flow, second flow though. We need something because this is the this is the only entrance and exit. So something to talk about, but we do have a couple of people from the county we've got to get with. So that'll be on
if
our
even
list.
some kind of pump system could turn on, for an hour a day and pump fresh Gulf water into that area of Whispering Sands,
I don't know. Right now, I agree with you. This is real stagnant. Anything we can do to help prove both of them would be wonderful. So we'll have to see. We'll put that on the list because we're going to have to look at how we do these. And this area is one I know we have to look at more closely. So that's why I need to get a group that's a little more of a scientific group so we can have a little bit more basis for why we think these things need to be fixed. Yeah. Anybody else? I'm sorry, there was a couple of people that had questions that I might have missed.
Anybody else? Chats? Nope.
Okay, Catherine, I'm only 4 minutes over.
You're great. I knew we were going to have a very
Margaret?
meeting.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
It was a good meeting, and I'm so glad everybody.
Margaret?
Catherine, we got Jones. I think
somebody
it's
does
Ellen.
have.
Yeah, Margaret.
Eileen. Yes.
I have been trying to kind of introduce myself and realized I was clapping instead of raising my hand earlier. So. Before you sign up, I just wanted to introduce myself. My name is Eileen Jones. I'm at Dolphin Bay. And I just wanted to let both the association and the coalition know that we have formally formed a committee of the 8 properties that border the Wells Fargo area, and also make up what we consider to be the corner properties of Midnight Pass, which really face the biggest safety issues on the island when it comes to the change in the traffic pattern.
Absolutely.
And the hotel on the corners.
Yeah.
And so we happily join your groups and support what you're doing and want you to become aware of us. We want to be able to focus on these issues because it's just, we consider, it a walking nightmare at this point to add an unchecked traffic flow from the beach toward our properties, because it's already very difficult and dangerous to pull out of our properties being
Right.
on the corner.
On that corner, yeah.
Speed is an issue. And then if you add another density property with a hotel right there on the corner. So we are very concerned that, so all 8 properties on the corner have kind of banded together, and we have formed a nascent little committee that wants to work within the association and the coalition to help with those specific things. We're here. We want to know what we can do. And I personally have a development background. I'd be happy to help the coalition with any fundraising.
That's fantastic. Have you written to us yet directly about joining up or anything like that?
We are joined, and all 8 properties will join if they are not already.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, write to us directly if you would like to the info@Siesta Key Association, because it'd be wonderful to have you all as our members, and also to know that we can communicate with you and meet up with you to develop some ideas. That'd be wonderful. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you captured us before we said goodbye.
All right. And Eileen, I will make sure that Catherine and Joyce get your email, because I know it was one of the last ones I added to the list. So I will make sure I send that to them. But thank you very much for interrupting.